Hi guys, welcome to U.S. History with Lennox. Today we're focusing on topic 6.6, the rise of industrial capitalism during the Gilded Age, roughly from 1865 to 1898. This period is defined by massive economic growth, but also by growing inequality, and both are tied directly to how industrial capitalism operated. Economics can feel intimidated, so the goal today is break this down as clearly as we can and help you understand how this system worked, who benefited, and why it caused debate. So, at its core, industrial capitalism is an economic system where businesses are privately owned, production happens on a large scale, and profit is the primary goal. Earlier in U.S. history, most businesses were small and local. During the Gilded Age, that all changes. Large corporations begin to dominate entire industries, and wealth becomes concentrated in the hands of a relatively small group of industrial leaders. This shift will define this era. Industrial capitalism didn't rise by accident. After the Civil War, the United States was uniquely positioned for rapid economic growth. The nation had abundant national resources, including coal, iron, oil, and timber. We had a large supply of labor, especially immigrants and Civil War veterans. We had significant investment capital for more profits and European investors, expanding transportation and communication networks, and new technologies that made mass production possible. Together, these conditions created the perfect environment for industrial growth. Now, one of the defining features of industrial capitalism was consolidation, or the reduction of competition. Industrial leaders used two main strategies. Some, like John D. Rockefeller in the oil industry, relied on horizontal integration, buying out competing companies until one firm dominates the market. By the late 1800s, Rockefeller Standard Oil controlled most of the nation's oil refining. Others, like Andrew Carnegie in the steel industry, relied on vertical integration, controlling every stage of production from raw materials to manufacturing to transportation. This allowed Carnegie to lower costs, undercut competitors, and dominate steel production. In the railroad industry, figures such as Cornelius Vanderbilt and later J.P. Morgan helped consolidate competing rail lines into fewer, larger systems. While this stabilized the industry, it also reduced competition. Across industries, the result was the same. Small businesses struggled to survive, competition is going to decline, and corporate power expands. And as corporations grew larger, industrial leaders began looking beyond U.S. borders. Businessmen such as Carnegie, Rockefeller, and Morgan supported expanding American economic influence overseas in order to gain access to new markets, to secure raw materials, and to continue their economic growth. These economic motivations would later play a role in America's move toward overseas expansion and imperialism. Another reason why industrial capitalism expanded so rapidly was the government's laissez-faire approach to the economy. Laissez-faire means let alone. During this period, many Americans believed government regulation interfered with free enterprise. And as a result of this, you're going to see corporations face few restrictions, monopolistic practices are going to go largely unchecked, and business leaders are going to gain significant political influence. This hands-off approach allowed industrial capitalism to grow with very little oversight. Now, industrial capitalism is also going to rely heavily on cheap labor, and factories are going to employ immigrants, women, and even children. Workers endured long hours, low wages, unsafe working conditions, and little to no job security. Because labor was so plentiful, employers could easily replace workers who demanded better treatment, keeping wages low and profits high. Many industrial leaders justified this system using social Darwinism, which applied to the idea of the survival of the fittest in economics. According to this belief, strong businesses deserved to succeed while weaker ones failed. Others, particularly Andrew Carnegie, argued that wealth came with responsibility. In his Gospel of Wealth, Carnegie claimed that the wealthy had a moral duty to give back to society through philanthropy. Because of this, historians continue to debate how to view these industrial leaders. Were they captains of industry driving progress or innovation, or are they robber barons exploiting workers and eliminating competition? The rise of industrial capitalism transformed the American economy by concentrating wealth, expanding corporate power, and reshaping labor. It's going to produce extraordinary economic growth, but also deep inequality and controversy. So, if you can explain how industrial leaders like Carnegie and Rockefeller use capitalism to dominate markets and why that system sparked debate, you're exactly where you need to be for topic 6.6. We'll see you on the next one.